Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to be crocheting and we're going to learn two new stitches today, and then we're going to also learn two special stitches, and then I'm going to give you some a pattern to make and some information. Okay, so let's get started right away here, and we're going to make our slip knot. Okay, which if you don't remember, you can go back to the video, the first video, and I'll show you step by step how to do that. We're also going to chain stitch, because you always chain stitch before you do any project. So right now we're going to use our eye hook, okay, and then we're going to switch over to our 8th hook. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with 10 chains. So we have 3, 4, 5, and as you remember, I always said never chain more than 5. Move your finger up. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we're going to add one more, because this stitch is the following stitch to the single crochet, and what this stitch is going to be called is a half double. Okay, and I don't know if you remember that yarn over is when you go under and over to grab the stitch, right? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to yarn over, and then we don't go into our first chain. Remember that one from the single crochet? Well, the half double does the same thing. You're going to half double into the second chain, which is right there, and we're going to go in that hole, yarn over again. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, right? You're going to yarn over again and go through all 3 loops. Okay? Now I'm going to bring it up closer so you can see it. Okay? We're going to yarn over, go into our next chain, which is right there. We're going to yarn over, pull it through. We have 3 loops on this hook. Then you're going to yarn over and go through all 3. Okay, you see that? Once again, I'm going to do it again. Yarn over, go into your next hook, yarn over, pull it out. You have 3. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay? Pull the yarn out. Okay, we're going to do it again. Now I'm not going to say it. I want you just to watch. Yarn over. Excuse me. Okay, now we're getting to the last stitch, okay, which is right there, and you're just gonna do it the same way. Have the 3, yarn over, and there you go. There's our 10. Okay, So count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now, just like the single crochet, okay, when you count all your stitches, and let's do it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You see the little bubbles, the little V's? Okay. Now, once you reach there, you're going to do exactly like you do with the single crochet. You're going to chain 1 and turn over your work. Okay, and we're going to the second row. You're not going to chain into that one. You're not going to stitch into that one. You're going to go into the first one, right? So you're going to yarn over, go in through that, and pick up the 2 loops. Remember, 2 loops on the second row. Okay, and up. And there you go. Okay, so I'm going to do it again. Yarn over, go through the 2 loops. You have 3 loops on your hook, pull it through, and there you go. Do it again. And it's basically the same thing all the way down. Okay? It's just yarning over and going through the 2 loops like that. I'm going to come close so you can see. Yarn over. You're going to go in the hole. You have the 2 loops on here. Yarn over. 3. There you go. And the last stitch is right here. You see it? I'm going to yarn over and go through those 2. And we have our stitches. Now I want to show you a comparison of last week's and this week's. Okay. If you look at this, is 2 rows of the single crochet. This is 2 rows of the half double. You see how the stitches are a little bit bigger? If you compare, this is 2 rows of single crochet right here. And these are 2 of half double. You see how much bigger that is? We could turn it over this way too, which you can see your sisters a little bit better. Okay, and you see? Okay, and they kind of look similar, but they're not. Okay, now the next stitch I want to teach you is how to crochet a double crochet, which is a little bit different. Okay, and I'm going to just leave this in here so we don't have to start with the chain. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to chain 2 now, because this is called a double. Whenever you're double crocheting, let me pull some yarn out here. See, and sometimes you get knots like this. It's just that it's just twisted together, that's all. Okay, all right. When you're doing a double crochet, you have to chain 2. Like when you do the chains, you also add, like if you're doing a row, you want 10 stitches across, you chain 2 and double crochet, I'm sorry, in the 3rd chain from the hook. Okay, now you know what, I'm going to take it out so you can see what I mean. You want to see, and you see how easy it is to take these out? It's so easy. Okay, so we have our chain, right? And let's count on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we have the 11, and then we're going to do 11, 12. We're going to have 12 chains, right? So we're not going to do our double crochet here, and we're not going to do our double crochet here. We're going to do it on the third one. So now let's start, all right? We're going to change our hook, and we're going to yarn over like we did with the half double, just like you did with the half double. Then you're going to go in the third chain from the hook, okay? And go in the loop, yarn over, pull it through. You have the 3 loops, right? Just like the half double. But instead of doing that you yarn over, because you're going to yarn over, but you're not going to go through all 3 of the loops. What you're going to do is you're going to go through 2 of the loops. Then it leaves you with 2. You see? Then you're going to yarn over and go through 2 loops. Okay? Again, yarn over. You're going to go into the next stitch. Alright? Go in. Yarn over. And remember that on the chain, you go in the middle of your chain. Okay? So you only go through 1 loop. And then you're going to yarn over, go through 2, and go through 2. Like that. See, that's taller. Yarn over. And you're going to go to the next one. You're not going there because that's where you just went. You're going to go right here. And you're going to go right in the middle. Yarn over. Pull through. Go through 2. Go through 2. Okay? Again, yarn over. Go through 2. And then go through 2. Okay, ready? Yarn over, in the loop, out, bring it through 2, bring it through 2. I'm going to bring it up closer now. You're going to yarn over, you're going to go in this loop right here, not that one because you did this one, you just did that one. So you're going to move to the next one. And pull it through. Now you got 3. And you're going to yarn over and go through 2. And you have 2 loops left. Then you're going to yarn over and go through 2. There you go. Again. One more time. Yarn over. Go through the loop. Pull through. Pull through those 2 and pull through those 2. Okay? Now I'm gonna do it and you just watch. Okay? We have 3 more stitches to go. Yarn over. We're on the last one. Voila. There goes our stitches, right? Nice, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn our work. We're going to get ready to turn our work. But before we do, we're going to do our what? Chain 2, right? Because for double crochet, you chain 2 at the beginning of the stitches. Now, with double crochet, all right, it's not like the single and it's not like the half double. Double crochet, when you chain those 2, that's gonna act like it's your first stitch. So you're not gonna crochet into the first stitch, which would be here, right? what you're going to do is you start on the second stitch, okay? So you're going to yarn over, go through your second stitch. You have the 2 loops on the on your hook. Yarn over, pull it through, go through 2, go through 2, okay? You see how that looks like 2 stitches? And then you're going to yarn over, go in your next stitch, yarn over, pull it through, go through 2, go through 2, okay? I'm going to come up close now. Yarn over, go into your next stitch, pull through, yarn over, go through 2, go through 2, okay? Yarn over, go through your stitch, yarn over, pull through, 2 and 2. I'm going to just do it, and you just watch. And I like this stitch because it's nice and smooth. And we're going to be using both the stitches that you used that I showed you today. We're going to be using them today, okay? Alright, we're here at the end. We're going in our stitch. Run over, pull through 2, pull through 2, okay? And let's count our stitches just to be sure. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the chain is 10. Okay? Excuse me, I'm sorry. So, and it's really basic. When you go to your next row, you just chain 2. And remember, you skip that stitch. You don't do that one. You go to your next one, okay? And that's with all the double crochets. You always skip that one and go into your next one, all right? So now, we're going to start decreasing. And I'm not going to take the whole thing off, all right? Now, I'm going to show you how to decrease and increase your stitches, okay? Because sometimes you want to taper in your stitches, and then sometimes you want to make your stitches get bigger, all right? So I'm going to teach you how to do that, all right? And usually it's done on your ends. Sometimes you'll do them in the middle on certain patterns. It depends what the pattern calls for, okay? Today, we're going to be doing decreases, okay, in our pattern. That's why I want to teach you how to do this, all right? I'm going to show you for the half double first, okay? So, we only chain 1, right? And remember, we go into the first stitch, right? So, we're going to yarn over just like if we're going to do the stitch, right? Go in the loop, bring it through. We have all 3 there, right? We have all 3 there. We're going to leave them there because we want to take away a stitch, all right? So we're going to have 8 stitches at the end because we're going to decrease from the beginning and at the end, all right? So here we have the 3, right? We're going to yarn over and go into our next stitch. And we're going to pull that through. Now we have 5 loops. You see that? We have 5 loops. Alright? And then you're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 loops. You see that? And then now we have, you see, only 1 stitch. That 1 stitch. Right? And then you're going to just half double across like you normally do till you get to the other side. Till you get to your last stitch, we're going to half double all the way through. Right? And at the last stitch, okay, at the last two stitches, you're gonna decrease, right? So I started this one, right? So I'm gonna yarn over, go through my last stitch, pull it through. Now you have 5 loops. See, 5 loops. You yarn over and pull it through all 5 loops. Okay, now you should have 8 stitches to crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. See that? All right, and then you're gonna chain 1, and this is where you see the decrease a lot. You'll see it. Watch. You're gonna yarn over, go through 1, and then just keep going all the way across normal. You don't decrease again, okay? Your next row, you always leave it to be the same. Okay? Now you're really gonna see the change. Here is the last one, so you're gonna go through that. Did I grab both groups? No, I didn't. See, I have problems too. Oops, I forgot to yarn over. There we go, the last 3. And you see how, if you look at your pattern, I'm going to pull this so you can see it. You see how it went inward? You see how it's starting to round? Okay? How your piece is starting to go round? Okay, it's rounding because I decreased. Okay? Now, to decrease on a double crochet, I'm going to teach you that. And then if you don't remember these, everything, if you want to practice before you start doing your pattern, just rewind and then just watch over again, okay? Now we're going to do the decrease for the double crochet, okay? So we're going to chain 2, right? Because we're doing the double crochet. And you know you never crochet on your first stitch, right? For the double. You go always to the second one. So you're going to yarn over, go in through there, bring up your stitch, right? You have 3. You're going to go through the 2. You always do your decreases on your last part of your stitch, okay? That's a tip for you. So you're going to have those 2 there. So now I'm going to go here to the 3rd stitch because I'm getting rid of this stitch, right? So I'm going to yarn over, go through here, come out, and you have 4, right? You're going to yarn over. Now you have 3. You're going to yarn over and go through all 3. And there you go. You just took away this stitch. You notice how they got together, the stitches went together and made one. Okay? So now let's go to the end and decrease at the end. Okay? So we're going to just double crochet all the way. To our last 2 stitches, because we're going to decrease that, okay? All right, here's our last 2 stitches, right? So now we're going to yarn over, go in through that stitch. We're going to get rid of this stitch, okay? So we have 3, loops on, you're going to yarn over and go through those 2. Now you have 2 loops on here. So since we're going to get rid of this stitch, we're going to go on to the last stitch. Yarn over, go through the last stitch, pull through. Now you have 4 loops. You're going to yarn over and go through 2. Now you have 3. Now you're going to put that stitch and this stitch together, okay? Because you're going to take away that stitch. So yarn over and go through all 3. And there you go. You see how it pulled it together into one? All right? And then where you're going to notice the chain is what the chain when you do your next stitch. I mean, you kind of sort of see it there, but you really see it when you do your next row. So you chain 2 because it's a double crochet. Flip your work over. Never go through that. You're not going to go through that stitch. You're going to go through your next stitch. So you're going to yarn over, go through that, and we're going to do the double crochet all the way across. And you're going to see how it decreased. It's so cool. Yeah, in the double crochet, you're going to see it more around it. And then you will any other stitch because the stitches are long. Okay. And the last stitch is the chain. And there you go. And you should have 8 all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Because your chain is the last stitch. Okay? So, and then you see how it went in. And this looks nicer once you continue. It looks kind of funny there, but you'll see what it looks like as you keep going up. Okay? Alright, so now that we learned how to do all that, we're going to start doing our little craft, right? Our little pattern. And what we're going to do today is we're going to do a towel holder. Okay? And you know how you have these you get these kitchen towels at Dollar Tree, right? And they're double-sided. You see they're both the same size. What we're going to do is we're going to cut this here and we're going to have 2 towel hangers, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to make them out of crochet, all right? So the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to grab our towel, and excuse the lighting, it's going to shift a little bit. Okay, there you go. And we're going to clip this off. Alright, and what you're going to do is you're going to take this towel and we're going to cut it right in half. Alright? Right down the middle. I'm sorry, I'm pulling it towards me so I can see what I'm doing because I want to make sure excuse me, I'm sorry for coughing. I want to make sure that we're cutting it straight. It's not that straight, but it'll do. Alright, so we're going to take the other half and put that away. What we want to do is you can leave your towel folded exactly how when you buy it, like that. That's perfect, okay? And that way, you know, it's nice and uniform so when you go to sew it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cut this as straight as possible because I cut it kind of crooked there. And that's because I have to go off camera so I can see what I'm cutting, okay? So bear with me 1 second here. There you go. And that's as straight as we're gonna get. Doing this as fast as possible. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna work with half doubles, right? So we're gonna measure our chain to be the exact size of what we're gonna crochet, this thing that we're gonna crochet. Now you can do it either way. You could take this and measure it to how wide you want it. I don't usually measure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chain up to what the exact measurement is of this, right? So far I know it's gonna be more than 10 chains. So we're gonna do like 15 and see how that does. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So that's still kind of short. So we're gonna do 20. Let's see how 20 does. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wow. I think that's perfect. Yeah, 20 is perfect. Okay. So that's our base chain, right? And then remember that when you're doing, we're going to start with a half double. So you're going to chain 1 extra for your half double. Change your hook to your H hook. Turn the chain around this way. And you don't stitch onto your first chain. You go to the second chain. So you're going to yarn over and go through there. Yarn over, pull it through, and I think I grabbed the yarn. Yep. Now we have 3. I'm going to move this so it's not so dark. And then go through the 3. So, and then we're going to do that all the way. And we should have 20 stitches on our hook. Alright? 20 half doubles. So I'll meet you back here when I'm at the end, okay? Okay, so this is what it'll look like all the way across. Now, just to make sure that everything's measuring fine, you're gonna lay it down on top. And it might shrink a little bit, but that's okay. It's not, it's perfect. It's a perfect fit. Okay? So, now what we're going to do is that we're going to do our second row. We're going to chain 1, turn our work. We got some fuzzies from all the cutting and everything. That's one thing when you're working with yarn, you got to make sure your area is like really clean because everything clings to the yarn. Okay, so now we chained our 1. We're going to yarn over, and remember on the half double we go right into the first stitch, yarn over, and pull through. Now we're going to do this same stitch all the way across. So we're going to have 20 half doubles, and we're going to do this for this row and the next row. Okay, for our third row. So I'm going to continue crocheting this row and the next row, and I'll meet you back at the end of the third row, okay? And we'll continue from there. Okay, so I reached to row 3, okay, and that's what it looks like so far. Okay, nice and smooth edges, see? Now we're gonna start our decreases with the half double, okay? Always, I like to do my decreases on the even rows. So we're on row 3 and we're going on to doing row 4. So we're gonna do our decreases, okay? So let me show you what that looks like. We're gonna chain 1, right? And go into our next row. So we're gonna go into our first stitch, yarn over, go through that stitch, right? Have 3, yarn over, go into our next stitch. Now we have 5, right? Yarn over and go through all 5 because we're getting rid of that one stitch, right? And now we're gonna half double all the way across, okay, until we reach the last 2. All right, and I'm gonna do this fairly quickly so you can see how to do the decrease at the end. So we're decreasing in the beginning and we're decreasing at the end, okay? Because we want to decrease really rapidly. So we're going to be decreasing on every one of our even rows, okay? So here we are. And just to make sure. Now, the way that you check to make sure if you're on the right path, you count your stitches. So if I decreased on the beginning, I already took away 2 stitches, right? And we had 20. So if you take away 4 stitches, 2 stitches, okay, we should have right now on here, if we took away this 1 stitch, so we should have on here right now minus the 2 and this, that's minus 3 stitches, right? 3 minus 20 is 17, so we should have 17 stitches. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. See? So we do have 17. These are our last 2 stitches here. That one and this one, right? So we're going to yarn over, go through here, yarn over, pull it through. We have 3. Now we're going to hold that stitch because we're going to get rid of that stitch, right? So we're going into this one and yarn over and pull through. And then did I yarn over? I didn't yarn over. I'm sorry. Yarn over, pull through your stitches. And sometimes these, I crochet sometimes tight and sometimes I don't. Here's 5. I'll go through all 5. And then now, you should have a total of 16 stitches because you, not 16, I'm sorry. You should have minus 2 stitches from 20, you should have 18 all the way across, right? So So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So we have 18 stitches, okay? Now you're going to chain 1. And remember what I told you. You're going to half double all the way across and have 18 stitches. So I'll be right back at the end of the row. Okay, we're on 5. And look at how it's looking. You see how it's starting to curve up. Now we're going to just chain 1. Chain 1. And then turn your work. And you're going to half double across. Alright, for this is row 6. Oh no, wait, row 6 we don't have double across. I'm sorry, I'm directing you wrong. There we go. See, I do mistakes too. We're on row 6. So now this is when our decrease row, because we just did the stitches of the half doubles across, right? So we're on an even row. So now we're going to do another decrease. So we're going to yarn over, go through the 1, pull it through. Oh, I was right. And then have 3, right? Then we're going to yarn over and going through our next stitch, pull it through. We have 5. Now we're going to go through all 5 stitches. And then we're going to do this all the way. We're going to half double across again. And we're going to, at the end, we should have 16 stitches, okay, on row 6. This is row 6, right? I'm doing my half doubles, and I'm sorry, I tend to get off camera because I want to pull it close to me, because I like to crochet really close to me because of my vision. But we're recording right now. Alright, so I'm getting to my last 2. So there's my last 2, right? So I'm going to decrease. Here goes 3. Yarn over. Go into that last stitch. Yarn over. We should have 5. Pull it through. And we decrease. Now we should have 16 stitches. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay? So we have 16. Now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to half double across. And I'll meet you back at the end of that one so we could do row 8. Okay? So I'm going to do row 7 now. Okay? So now we are on row 8. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the row we're doing is 8. And I already had chained 1. So now we're going to do our decrease. So we're going to take away this stitch. So we're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, the first one. Chain, there's 3 in a loop. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull it through, and we'll go through all 5. We decreased and got rid of another stitch. So now we half double all the way across. Okay, and we're at the last 2 half doubles, right? And we're gonna go in that one, pull it through, have 3, yarn over, go into my last stitch, pull that through, we have 5, pull it through, and we should have now 14, right? Let's count our stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, so, and you notice how, see how it's going in, and it's getting skinnier. Okay, so now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to half double across. I'll meet you back here when I get to the end. Okay, and we are on row 10. Okay, and I already did my chain 1. We're going to do our next decrease. Here we go. And we have that, and we're going to go through our second, we have 5. And there we go. And we have taken away that stitch. Okay, now we're going to half double all the way across. And the reason why I'm staying with you on every row is so you could see how it looks decreased. So you have an idea of what your pattern looks like, okay? Because I'm going to give you this in written form too. You could always rewind back and, and look at the video too. But I give you both, so you could either follow me and pause your video, or you could follow the written pattern. Okay, last 2 stitches, and we're going to decrease. So we have 3, and going in. Now we have 5, and we decrease. Okay, and we should have now 12 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so, and you see how it's starting to go in the triangle form. In the beginning it curls up a little bit, but you see how it's going in the triangle. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, and we're going to half double across. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, now I did that. Now we're going to do our last set of decrease. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this last half double decrease. So we're going in 3, yarn over, go in, and pull it through, and then now we half double all the way across. And these are really nice to have. I even used to have them in my bathroom, and I'm thinking of doing it again for drying your hands or your face, like a face towel kind of thing for the bathroom. So I'm thinking of doing that. Let's see what I can get done. Okay, and we're done there. And then we're gonna, the last 2 stitches, we're doing the decrease. There's 3. Going the last stitch. Always that last stitch is a doozy. So we have 5, and then go through all 3, and there we go. Now I'm going to do my half double across. Excuse me. And I'm going to teach you what we're going to do next. Okay, so we're here now. Now what I'm going to do is, instead of just chaining 1 like I did, I'm going to chain 2, because I'm going to change my stitch now to a double crochet. So remember, your chain 2 counts as your first stitch. So we're going to yarn over and go into our second stitch. Okay, and do the double crochet. Yarn over, go through, have 3, go through 2, then yarn over and then go through 2. Yarn over, go in the stitch, pull it out, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go in the stitch, bring it through, yarn over, go through 2, go through 2. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, alright? Yarn over, go in, go through 2, go through 2. Yarn over, go in, go through, go through 2, go through 2. Yarn over, go through 2. And we're going to do this all the way to the end. And there you go. You see how nice that looks? Okay. Now, I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to do the same thing. And we should have 10 stitches across. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because the chain counts as 1, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Okay, 10. All right. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna double crochet again. Whoa, something fell over. Something over there. I'm sorry about that. So we're gonna double crochet all the way across again, and then I'll be back. And then we're going to do one more decrease of a double crochet, okay? So we have 8 stitches left, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, and we are on row 14, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to do our decrease, all right? So we're going to yarn over, we're going to skip that stitch because the chain counts as 1, go in here, pull it through, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through, no, I'm sorry, we're doing the decrease. So we yarn over, go in through here, pull it through, and then go through all 3 stitches. So there you go, you see how it went and the decrease. Yarn over, go through, and we're going to do regular double crochet all the way across. We're on row 14. And we're going to count our rows and we're going to count our stitches. Okay, last 2 stitches, we're going to decrease. Go in, come out, yarn over, have 2, yarn over, go through 2, pull it through, yarn over, and you're going to have, did I do that right? Nope, I didn't do that right, I'm sorry. Yarn over, go through, yarn over, go through 2, and now we have 3. Yarn over and go through all 3, okay? So we did our decrease. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with the chain, okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2, and we're going to continue up until we get like up to here. I'm gonna double crochet and see how far, how many rows I'm gonna do, and then I'll come back and I'll let you know how many rows I did. But right now we're on row 15, okay? And you're gonna continue going up, and I'll let you know how many rows we do, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, we went from 15 to 22, so this is row 22, all right? on row 22, all right, you're gonna chain 2, right? And that's your first stitch. Second, third, then the 4th and the 5th stitch, we're gonna skip those, and then we're gonna do 1, 2, 3. So yeah, all right. So what I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do. You're gonna chain 2, go into the second chain stitch, do your half double. I mean your double. I'm sorry. And then you're gonna do another one. So that's 3 double crochets, right? Right? Now we're gonna skip these 2 stitches because we're gonna make a buttonhole, okay? So we're gonna chain 2, right? Since we're gonna miss those 2 stitches, we're gonna chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're gonna double crochet in here. And that creates a buttonhole. And I don't know, that looks kind of big for a buttonhole, but we're gonna do it that way because we're gonna have a big button. And then we're gonna double crochet in the next 3 stitches. Okay, so you're gonna have 6 double crochets and 2 chains in this row, right? And it's gonna look like that. That's how it looks. Okay, now you're gonna chain 2, turn your work, and this is gonna be row, that was row 23, so we're gonna do row 24 now. So you missed that one because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you just go in the one, remember, in the chain you go just through 1 loop, okay? 2, so that's 4, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now you're going into the double crochet, 6, 7, 8. Right? Now that you did that, right, we're gonna try to round this off now. So we're gonna decrease every stitch, okay, and bring it down to 4 stitches only. So you chain 2, turn your work, double, do like if we're gonna do a double crochet, end up at the 2 point, yarn over, go in, pull that through, pull through, and pull through all 3. Yarn over, go in, pull through, yarn over, pull through. You have 4, 3, none. There you go. See, so we took away 2 stitches, and we're going to take away another one. 1, and 2. And this is going to round it off, okay? So it's a little bit rounder. Okay? So now you have 1, 2, let me see. I gotta look at them from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the chain. Okay, so chain 2. That counts as 1. Go into here. 2. 3. and 4. I'm not going to crochet into the last stitch, which would be the chain, okay, because I'm gonna end it right here. So we're gonna pull our string out, and that's done, and we're done with that. And you see here how it comes out nice and rounded. And then we'll bring this down like that, and we're gonna sew on a button right there, okay? And we're gonna, so this doesn't look unfinished like that, we're gonna pull this in here and I'll round it off really nice, okay? I'll taper it, trust me, okay? So we're gonna finish that off like that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I couldn't find my buttons, so I crocheted one and attached it right on the top of row 14. Okay, I crocheted it, I sewed it in. See, I sewed it in. All right, so now my button will go through the hole like that, and I'll be like that. See how cute? All right, now that we got that done, now is to sew this on. Now this is the closest blue I can find to match this. You probably won't see it because it'll probably hide inside of the crochet stitches, okay? Because that does happen. All right, and I'm blind, so bear with me here. I'm gonna try to get this thread out. I have some cheap thread here, and I forgot to actually buy blue thread. So this is from something I got thread for free. So usually what I do with the thread is that I measure it out to my arm, my one arm. I stretch my one arm out, and I call it the yard. Okay, and I'm bad at threading, so I'm going to use one of these thingy madiggers, because I'm blind as a bat. See, even with this, I can't even get it in through the hole. There you go, I got it in. I'm blind. I am like so blind. And you know what's the funny thing? I have bifocals on my glasses, and I had to take off my glasses in order to see small stuff like this. Is that not crazy? Look at that. I can't even thread the big loop. I think I got it now. Yep, there you go. That's funny. I have bifocals on my glasses, and for small stuff like this, like for reading is fine, but for small things like this, I can't do it. I take my glasses off and just put everything like right in my face. Alright, I'm not the greatest at sewing, so, and I don't know my names of my stitches, I just do them. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some pins here, and we're going to pin these, we're going to pin this backwards, okay? And see what I mean about this? Like this, I had cut, remember when I had cut this? All the little fray pieces are sticking. I'll clean that up later. Alright, now, you know when you buy this at Dollar Tree, you know, they're already folded. So I'm going to leave it like that instead of pleating it, okay? And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take the first 2 rows, right? And I'm going to, right here, I'm going to line this up with this second row, the top of the second row. You see that? The top of the second row. And just pin it there. Excuse me. My allergies are acting up. It's not raining today. And then the rain went away, and then now I'm like, my allergies are back. I'm like, what? is going on here? My allergies are so bad this year. My eyes itch so bad this morning too. It was horrible. Alright, so there we are. And pin the two sides. I'm going to pin the middle just in case, just so it doesn't move on me at all. Okay, and you could do this on a sewing machine. I'm just doing it like that because I don't have my sewing machine hooked up and I don't want to do all that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my stitch on the towel. And just go on the corner of it. And I'm just going to do a knot. Me and hand sewing, forget it, are horrible. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. Just do your knot the way you do it and how you hide it. I'm just doing this because this is for me, and I usually use a sewing machine, but I don't have it set up right now. So, there. I just did a knot. Now I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to go through here and bring it this way. And I have it double threaded, okay? Because I want to make sure, because this is third time should be a charm, right? They say. I got it on. Tied my knot. I actually was able to start it right where it's supposed to start. So let's see. Alright, so I'm going to go through, push it in, come up in my stitch like that, and loop through. Like that. And usually, I said, I don't know if I, cut that out, but usually I do this sewing by hand, on my machine. So that's why I start. Me sewing by hand? Oh my God, I fail. I fail. But there it is. And I try to do small stitches so you can't see. So I'll probably run out of thread and have to thread this again. So you go through, make sure that you go through to your towel, okay? And I don't want to take none of my needles out until I'm done, because I don't want this to shift at all and then it be lopsided. So that's all. I'm just gonna go like this, go down, make sure I go through, come out, and right through the middle of the loop and pull. See how it hides right in the stitches, in your crochet stitches. You won't even see it. Go down. I can feel my needle. Okay. Bring it up. Come around. And I caught that stitch. Okay, and it's all sewed on, and it has a little lip. That's what you want. You want that little lip there. The back is not so pretty. You could take this and finish it off with there's like a hem, a hem tape. You can glue that on. I mean, there's so many different ways that you could finish this off. This is not a sewing tutorial, it's a crochet tutorial, but I just wanted to show you something that you can make out of crochet that's really fun. But since this is for me, for my office, just to like dry my hands, clean my hands with, I just made it simple. But there you are. Always be nice to the shop. And I should X that and say the crocheter or crafter. All right. So here you are, and that's the little project I gave you. Now that we're done with that, all right, and you got to see what it looks like at the end, all right, and you could finish it off however you want to finish it off. All right. Now I have the book. Bear with me one moment. I'm gonna go get the book and I'm gonna go over that a little bit with you. Oh, but before I go, I want to show you. I brought this with me. This is what I was telling you about a bullet. This is a crochet a bullet, and this is how you could buy your darning needles. They come, you twist it off, and it comes with different size darning needles. See, you have the ones with the hooks, the ones like that. They're good to have for when you're crocheting, to hide your threads or to sew your crocheted pieces together. That I'm good with. But sewing by hand, the other stuff I'm not good with. But I'm going to be right back. I'm going to show you this book, okay? So I'll be right back. Okay, and I'm back. And this is the name of the book. You can't see the whole thing. There it goes. Yeah. It's the Ultimate Crochet Bible. It's a complete reference with step-by-step techniques. And the name of the writer is Jane Crockfoot. Okay. And I bought this at Hobby Lobby. Okay. And I paid $19.95 for it. And I'm going to bring up this QR code close to you. Okay, there you go. And this is a really good book. And yeah, see, and there goes the Hobby Lobby sticker. I did pay $19.95. I bought this years and years ago. And it's really good because it goes through, it's a really good beginner's book. It's good to have. It tells you about all kinds of stuff. And the table of contents is like the crochet basics. You could also learn how to crochet your stitches. And what's nice about this is that there's all kinds of stitches. You already learned all of the basic stitches, which is the chain, the single crochet, the half double, and the double. Those are your main stitches. A treble, I'm going to teach you that on our next class. It's really, really easy. Now these are different stitches. You know, it's going to teach. It teaches you different patterns. And what I'm thinking of, well, see, this is a treble right here. It's showing you how to do it. It teaches you everything, like working in rows. See, it tells you everything, step-by-step guide. How to see, counting your chains, how to count them. And it shows you, see, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5. You know, it's like so easy. And it's a good reference book, like, to have. And it shows you how just like I told you, everything that I showed you, it shows you, okay, and how to work in rows and everything. And what I want to do with this is teach you right from this book, okay. And the next thing that we're gonna learn to do is how to work with rounds, and that's what I want to teach you how to do, is to work, making round circles, okay. So that's the next special stitch that we're gonna do. And then this is the next stitch that we're gonna learn, is making a magic loop, okay. So I'm gonna teach you how to do this on our next video, okay. We're gonna be teaching you that, and we're gonna do a round circle, and let's see what kind of project I can come up with for you, okay. So I'll see you next Saturday, and thank you for joining me and watching, and these videos, these first few videos that I'm going to be teaching you, are after next week's video, which is the last of the basic stitches. Then we're going to go into special stitches, okay? And we're going to be creating a patch book together, okay? So that's what we'll do. We'll make I'm going to show you how to make a circle and work the magic circle, and then we're going to make a book cover for our patch book. We're going to make a patch book together, and every one of these stitches that are in here that it's teaching you, that is showing here, we're gonna do them. I'm gonna teach you how to do them, okay? And I'll pick one out for next week, which is working in rounds. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then the first stitch that it shows you is how to make a granny square. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. So we're gonna work with that, okay? So we'll see you next week. Stay safe, stay blessed. Thank you for watching, and you have a beautiful and blessed day. And my next craft I'm going to be doing is the first of the month collaboration, and our theme is going to be Christmas in July, and it's hosted by Krista and Brenda. But I know Brenda's name is yeah, Brenda's, it's Brenda and Christy. I can't remember their web pages, but just come on my page. I will have their link and the playlist link on the bottom in the description box. It's gonna have everything in there. I'm also gonna put on the description box the name of this book, the author, and how much I paid for it. It might be less now, it might be more, I don't know, because I bought this, I'm telling you, 1,000 years ago, and I take care of all my crochet stuff. This looks brand new almost, but I really take care of my stuff, and that's why it's like this. But this is a really good book to have to learn special stitches and stuff, okay? So hope to see you there next week, okay? Stay blessed. Bye-bye.